Shalom. First, I want to say, call Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and who have taught us knowledge. Honors and salutations to you, fellow laborers that's doing the work in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you. And Shalom to the Akhwaf that believe as well. This is, man, Salakia, this clip I'm about to play, okay, and before I play it, I want to say this. To those of you women of Israel that are being submissive and obedient and loving to your husbands, and you have discretion, I just say kudos to you, and keep, being good servants to your husbands, okay? Because the word woman just simply means female servant or a woman servant. It's not a bad thing, which people act like it is in society. But in this video right here, I want to say that this is the reason why a lot of the men of Judah don't deal with the women of Judah. Because the women, all right, of Judah are just far gone. Now, Judah is the lead tribe, right? Judah is the so-called Negro, or the so-called African American, all right? I don't want the so-called Negro or so-called African American woman, all right? Which they're the women of Judah, right? Now, the Judite man don't mess with the Judite woman because they're just far gone, let's be honest, man. And I don't blame them. In this video, you're going to see just how far gone the so-called black woman is. Now, I haven't made a title for this video, but I'm sure I have one at the end, Lord willing. Okay, because this is really embarrassing to our nation. But this is the reason why, I'm sorry, that the so-called black woman is the lowest, when it comes down to women, she's the lowest desired on this earth. And you can look that up on many research polls. It'll show you that the so-called black woman is the least desired woman on earth, man. And we know that the so-called Asian man is the lowest desired man on earth too. But along with the women, which they tend to get with each other these days, right? But the lowest woman on earth you can get is the so-called black woman, and this is the reason why, right? And fair use, by the way. I'm gonna let this clip play, so you can hear the gist of what she's saying, and clearly you're gonna see that she don't have no shame, man. You're gonna see exactly why the men of Judah don't mess with the women of Judah. They wonder why, the men of Judah go get, Edomite women, all right, or deal with the other tribes women, like the so-called Latin tribes women and native tribes women. They wonder why they deal with them, because their own women of their tribe is this low. I'm gonna show you.
I got fucked by two guys. It was very weird though. Like, there was a moment where I was confused because I was riding one of them and then the other one was in the back of me, and then like the dick slipped out and he grabbed his dick and put it back inside for me. And I was so confused. I was like, wait, are y'all gay? And then there was the point.
Now, notice her appearance. Clearly you can see that she have the look of a harlot. All right. She look like a prostitute. These long eyelids. Look at her hair. All right. Of course, the hair ain't covered. She don't have no kind of woman apparel on besides maybe earrings. But you can tell this is a harlot. Clearly, this is a harlot with all capital letters. All right. This is Tatiana in the flesh. Okay. You see how she's describing what she did or performed with two other men at the same time? This is the average so-called black woman.
He tried to put his dick inside my vagina at the same time as the other guy is having his dick. I was like, wait.
Try to put his dick while the other dick was in you already.
Yeah, they try to put two dicks in my vagina. I'm like, yo, my vagina's not that big, bro. That hurts.
So you didn't like that for you?
They was running a train.
Wow, man. I mean, I don't have to, I don't have to explain what you just said. I mean, you clearly understand what she's been, what she's been doing openly. All right, which is wickedness and just being an all-out, harlot. All right, and she clearly don't have no shame. All right, no kind of discretion at all. All right, and the crazy thing about this is some foolish man out there, probably a Jake. You got guys out here that's in that Steve Harvey spirit, man. Think think that no matter what a woman do, she's redeemable, right? As far as she could be married or betrothed to a man, no matter what she's done, no matter what her past is, that don't matter. She deserves a shot at marriage and all that, right? This is the sentiment some of these weak-minded men are that are among Jake. This is some of the sentiment they have in these videos, especially celebrity men like Steve Harvey and men that think a woman can do no wrong. All right, this is what the scriptures say about a woman that is just like the woman I just played in the video clip, right? Proverbs 30:20, it says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman." Clearly, she's an adulterous woman. I mean, she's called herself enjoying two men at the same time. So you got two men that's penetrating her at the same time. All right, and she's giving details. Right, she's giving details like it's a normal day. Hanging out. Having a casual conversation, man. You can tell she has no shame. She don't even care that she's putting her business out there for the whole world to see and know. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and said, "I have done no wickedness." And that's kind of what you see clearly when she's speaking and explaining what she had done to her. And you better believe that wasn't the only time. All right, that was not the only time that she had such acts. Okay, I'm talking about letting two men run the train on her, because that's a lot of these women. They get down like that, especially the so-called black women. All right, they like that, and this is causing the other tribes, all right, to follow the same trend, all right, to follow the same footsteps, all right, that she's setting. All right, you see more and more, of the Latin tribe women and the native tribe women, all right, follow the same trend that the so-called Negro woman is doing. Okay, they out here getting with different men, letting men run train on them, swinging from rod to rod, monkey branching on different men's rods. This is the freedoms that they have. Okay, now let's go from there. I want to go to the KJV, right? Matter of fact, before I go to the KJV, let me get this other one too. I had it queued up in the same book of Proverbs 11:22, and it reads, Proverbs 11:22, "As a jewel of a gold in a swine's snout." I'm sorry, let me read it again. I mispronounced that word. "As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion." And clearly, she don't have no discretion. And if you don't know what discretion is, I got to pull it up on the etymology dictionary. It says discretion, ability to perceive and understand. Well, you go to the scriptures, it makes sense because the Lord didn't give them any understanding, right? Job 39:17. All right, if a woman has any understanding, you better believe that she had a father or a husband, or she's with her husband that he has understanding, right? Because women don't possess understanding on their own. Okay, it wasn't given to them, right? It says it right here in Job 39:17, because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither had he imparted to her understanding. See? So you wonder why the word discretion, all right, remember the scripture said in Proverbs 11:22 that such is the way of a fair woman with no discretion, right? Now you can clearly see that this woman in the video, you see her, she's a fair looking woman, right? Most harlots are fair looking. That's why they're able to be harlots and to make money being harlots. Guys see them, and guys are attracted to fair women, and so they're able to seduce a lot of men to make monetary gains, off of those men that they're seducing, man. All right, this is why you had a thing called Backpage. You got so many sites that women are selling their bodies. You have the porn industry, which is a big industry. All right, for women to be what? Harlots. All right. But it says back on the online etymology dictionary, ability to perceive and understand, moral discernment, ability to distinguish right from wrong. Now, clearly she don't understand that what she's doing is wrong. She's saying it like it was something to boast about or brag about. All right. And then she make it like the dudes, she make it like the two guys that was penetrating it was the only weird ones in the situation. All three of you was doing some weird activity, really abominable activity, because when you think about it, you all were committing a filthy act, right? And the fact that you let those men do that to you, okay, you're all just as guilty. Yeah, they weird for what they were doing, right? But you was allowing it though. You was going along with it. All right. It says ability to distinguish right from wrong. All right. It also goes into prudence, man. Okay. Goes into prudence, which a woman don't have prudence, man. Wisdom. All right. Let's go from there. I'm gonna go to the 1611 app. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes 26. Actually, I'm gonna go over to the 25th chapter first. All right. Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, 25 and 19. Starting at 17. It says, the wickedness of a woman changing her face and darkening her countenance like sackcloth. And you can tell that this woman has a dark countenance about her. Now, outwardly, she's acting like she's fine, but women know deep down within that them being harlots, right? Whoring themselves out. They know that that's a shameful thing. This is the reason why women don't disclose their body count when you ask them, because they know deep down within their body count do matter, And this society tells them that their body count don't matter, but it do matter. And you see it all within the manosphere, with all the podcasts of men telling women to their face, because men have been speaking out about what's really on their mind, especially regarding a woman's sexual past, that your past do matters. All right. Your sexual past does matter. And they're getting mad about it because men are actually speaking up and saying, hey, you know what? We're not going to deal and tolerate you harlots. Okay. We deserve better. We deserve women that have little to no body count. Okay. To be able to incorporate her into his life. All right. To create a family. All right. You don't see men looking to get married and have a family these days because of the fact that women are very promiscuous in the society. All right, because of Esau. Esau have given them liberation, man. These women are free to do whatever and to be wicked as they want to be, man. Okay, and they're enjoying it, man. Now, this is verse 19. I'm jumping down to verse 19. It says, "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman." See, and that's a big bold statement, man. It says all wickedness is but, right, except, right. The word "but" means except, little to the wickedness of a woman. And even King Solomon knew that. He said he found more bitter than death the woman whose heart is full of snares and nets. Because this same woman will meet a man that don't know her and play this goody two-shoe role to get him to take her seriously. That's why I said there's some guy out there that'll snatch this woman up, man, and actually give her a chance at marriage, at married life and family life. Not understanding that there's really no hope for her regarding that, because she's far gone. When a woman has sexual relations with a lot of men, that destroys their desire to cling to one man. See, that's why you have the term, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. A woman takes on these different personalities from these different men she's sleeping with. All right. That's why it's not meant for a woman to have different and several sexual partners. It makes them mentally unstable. All right. And there's even been studies there's even been scientific studies to prove that. All right. That's why the scriptures say that once a man, once a woman leave from a man that took her virginity, which is really her husband, and she go into another man, that now she's greatly polluted. See. Back in Ecclesiastes or Sirach 25, and I'm gonna jump down to 25. It says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather broad." Like I said, Esau have given them liberty to gather broad, and this is the reason why this lady, all right, is doing the things she's doing. There's no shame in her game, man, if you will. Okay, I'm going to prove that a woman like that has no shame. Okay, now this is the next chapter, right? The 26th chapter of Sirach or Ecclesiastes, right? 26 and verse 22. "And harlot shall be accounted as spittle." Now, who cares about spit? The answer is no one. And that's how a harlot is. No one cares about a harlot. That's why they treated the way they're treated, because they're harlots. They're just basically, to say it, the best way I can, they're just really just bed wenches at this point. God's just, going into them, just, busting them and keep it moving. That's what a lot of guys been doing, man, to these women. And then they want to settle down after so many years of being out there in the streets, getting down for the funk of it, having these different sexual partners. And then when they tired and they, now they want to settle down, you hear them say, "I want to settle down and get me a husband and have kids," after you had all these years of whoring. And it starts early. All right, it starts early. Just like, me and a brother was speaking on the phone a little while back, and he was saying about how Esau let us get our women when they're young, all right, and at a marriageable age, and you wonder why by the time they graduate high school, all right, they already been turned out into this game of whoring themselves out. That's why this place got to go. This place has to go. It says, "And harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband." Yeah, so you women out there that are married and clinging to your husband, hey, kudos to you. kudos to you. Lord willing, you delivered with your husband that's serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay? You know, so if it don't apply, let it fly. You know, in other words, okay? Verse 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. Right, and some fool out there that's going to take her seriously again. You know? And I can't say I feel bad for that individual, because usually when you run into a woman like this, you can clearly see it on her. You know, men can tell when a woman ain't up to par for a relationship or marriage or what have you, right? But you got some guys, they're so desperate to have a woman that they'll be willing to take care at any given moment. All right? It says a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feared the Lord. And it's so true. You few sisters out there that serve your husband, being obedient to him, all right, as he's being obedient to doing the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, again, kudos to you, okay? And let's jump down to verse 24. It says, a dishonest woman contemneth shame. All right. Now this woman, you know, I guarantee she'll go to some, like I said, some fool of a man, and like she just, you know, holier than thou. All right. And then when he find out about her past, all right, her immediate reaction would be to not have accountability and to try to cause some kind of, you know, scene to make him look shameful. And it's really her the one that's looking ashamed. All right. Really, the shame is on her. See? But an honest woman will reverence her husband. Clearly, she don't have no husband. She's had many husbands, you know, quoting Yahweh Shah word, right? The words he told that he, the woman at the well, he said, you had many husbands, right? And the same with the women of Israel, okay? Start with the so-called black woman, the women of Judah. They've had many husbands, okay? Yahweh Shah said it best. All right, this is an adulterous generation, man. All right? Adultery is very big right here in Babylon. Matter of fact, adultery is praised in Babylon. And we know what adultery is. When a man sleeps with a woman that already has a husband. And the woman's husband is the man that takes her virginity. So imagine how many women out here that's committing adultery. And the men that's committing adultery. All right? We're supposed to have virgins, man. All you brothers out there, we're supposed to have virgins, man. If a woman's not really a virgin, man, if she's not a virgin, man, at all, you know, you really rolling the dice, man. Just to be honest, you know, it's like a gamble, okay? It says, verse 25, a shameless woman, like this woman right here, she had no shame, right? See, a woman's supposed to be shamefaced. She has no face of shame, man. She's not shamefaced at all. She's proud. She's very proud. You see the eyelids? The scriptures say a woman should be known by her eyelids, man. Look, I know I passed it up in the same chapter, but let me show you something. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to jump back down, okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 8. I'm going to jump back up in the same chapter. I should have read this first, right? But I'm going to get it right now, right? Ecclesiastes 26 and 8. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad cause a great anger, and she would not cover her own shame. And clearly, this is an example. Exhibit A, this woman in this video. All right. Let me go back and let me show you that she ain't got no shame. Look at this. Okay. Go back to it.
I got fucked by 2 guys. It was very weird though. Like,
just saying it alone, is that shame? Is that showing she has some kind of shame? Is she covering her shame? No, she's exposing it. She's exposing that she don't have no shame. She's openly, casually giving an account about her having sex with 2 men at the same time. I mean, man. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she would not cover her own shame. Now, imagine her family members that see this video clip, right? Her parents, maybe her father, maybe her mother. You can clearly tell she wasn't raised with no father in the household. She's like a man. She's like a wild animal. All right, verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. See? There you go. Haughty looks. Look at that. Haughty looks in her eyelids. Those eyelashes is come on, man. Those are the eyelids, right? They're big, long eyelid extensions. They call them lashes. You know, they called the origin of them is cumbrellas. It was made for catching cum. All right, from going into the prostitute's eyes from the ancient world. All right, that's the original name for them is cumbrellas. Look up cumbrellas. Okay, and you'll see exactly what. Matter of fact, cumbrellas. Cumbrella. Okay, cumbrella. No, that's not it. Let me see here. Wait a minute, 1 second. Let me grab it real quick. Origin. Or origin. Oh, it's like it. Origin. Let me see. Okay, here we go. The false eyelashes were invented by a French not steel. The false eyelashes were invented by a French streetwalkers. That's what it means, streetwalkers, to prevent semen into her eyes. And she called it cumbrella. But a popular theory is that false eyelashes were invented by U.S. director David Griffith in 1916 to allow the lead actress in his film to convey her character's charms through her eyes, which really, the first one is the correct one, like this Quora.com. It was right on point. It goes back to France. Streetwalkers, which are prostitutes. What the prostitutes do? They roam the streets seeking men. All right, seeking to seduce men to have sex with them for money. Okay, and they came up with this cumbrella because men would ejaculate on their faces. All right, this is why the cumbrellas or eyelashes extensions were created, to keep the cum or men's semen from running to their eyes and irritating their eyes or whatever, what have you. Okay, that's what that's from. That's what she have. And a prostitute is what? A harlot. See? So again, we see, all right, that this woman have no shame. Now, back in Ecclesiastes or Sirach 26 and 25, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. All right? Which, the bitch word, That's why men call a lot of women bitches, man. They use it as a derogatory term because of the characteristics that most of these women in today's society have. That of being a wild female dog, okay? All right, it says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. See, a woman's supposed to be shamefaced. All right, when a woman's shamefaced, that's a good thing. All right, and let me look up shamefaced, right? Because you'll see when a woman is shamefaced, she's humble, she's meek, and she's, she usually has a husband. And you see she's usually wearing modest apparel. All right, and she's she's well mannered. The good things that a woman ought to display as being wives or daughters that's raised in a strong household with a father figure in it. Okay, it says shamefaced. It says modest, bashful, modest, humble. See, humble, virtuous, ashamed of one's behavior. See, a woman's supposed to be ashamed of committing such a atrocious and shameful behavior. All right, like this woman in the video she's not ashamed of it. All right. It says restrained by shame. See, firm in modesty. All right, restrained by shame, or else firm in modesty. She don't want to be shamed out here before the whole world to see, so she's going to refrain from it. She's going to restrain herself and her mind from it because she reverenced her husband and her father, usually. The kind of woman that is, right? So she's firm in her modesty. She cares about how men, all right, of her family think about her, how the women of her family think about her, how the world looks at her, more importantly, how her husband look at her. All right? Like the woman superhead, Corinne Stephens, whatever her name is, her son goes to school with all this shame because of what she done. All right, for the whole world to see. Okay? Even got a nickname Superhead, man. And he has to live with that shame. So not only she has to live with that shame, all right, and she don't care about it, her own son has to live with that shame. Okay? And you know deep down within it hurts her because she know that what she done was just, the most shameful thing a woman can do. Okay? And that's the truth, man. See, women like that, they'll try to cause shame to a woman, all right, that is obedient, submissive, and modest, all right, and loving to her husband, all right, and that has discretion and don't want to cause shame unto herself or her family or her husband. See, women like that, they get shamed. Girl, you ain't no slave. Fuck him. You ain't gotta work for him like Hebrew slave. Like say old silly ass shit like that. You see a lot of harlots or whores shame women that are what you would call a good woman or a good wife. They get shamed in society. Girl, live your life. Meaning go be a slut and whore. All right. Now, this is a precept. I'm going to get ready to close. I don't want to give this too much time, right? But hey, spirit flow how it will, So Lord willing, it's edifying. I want to go to the book of 2nd Esdras, right? In the 16th chapter, in the 49th verse, right? Now, this pertains to Israel, right? This is something that will happen to, the children of Israel, right? Our people, right? But, the Most High looks at the nation of Israel as a comely woman, all right? A delicate, comely, all right, woman, all right? This is how the Heavenly Father looks at the nation of Israel, okay? But you can apply it to the women, all right, in today's society, right? Because, like I said, harlots or women that are whores will shame a woman that's not a whore. All right, so you can apply it to these women today too. Now check this out, what it says. 2nd Esdras 16-49. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman. See? You hear that? Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman. They envy them, right? They envy them, and then they often talk. They often talk evil of those women. What's envy, right? Let's see what envy is. Envy is says jealousy, envy, jealousy, rivalry. All right, envious, having hatred or ill will. Yeah, and you see that often in this society, man. She thinks she all that. She think her shit don't stink. Well, she just was raised right, right? How about that? How about she decided not to partake in shameful things that's going to cause shame to herself and her family or her husband or father, man, or mother, you know? Which is a good thing, man. Again, that's why this place has to go, man. All right, this is why a lot of you so-called black women, all right, ain't gonna make it, man. You can't refrain yourself from doing such acts like these. And then you mad because no man will accept you or take you serious, man. How about doing better? How about raising your kids to do better? As far as your daughters, man. How about clinging to a man and him only, man? See, this is nothing that was forced upon you. This is something you was willing to do. Once Esau gave you that liberty to gather abroad, you was willing to do that. No one forced you to do that. You chose to do that. So you can't blame a man for not wanting to take you serious. You caused that. All right. So, you know, kudos to the men of Judah, man. That's, you know, finding better options than women. You know, the passport bros. Hey, Judah getting away from these, you know, these NWs, man. These nigga women, man. They're getting the hell on, man. Like I said, they're getting with the Latin tribes. All right. The Native American tribes, or they're getting Edomite women, right? They're getting Edomite women. They're getting the women of Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, right? So hey, it's gonna keep happening because why? They don't have no better option than their own women, and I don't blame them. So hey, shout out to you men of Judah, man. All right, but hey, it is what it is, man. All right. And we don't, and you know, one thing you Israelite women gotta understand: we don't need an Israelite woman to keep the nation of Israel going. I'm sorry, we didn't start with an Israelite woman. There was no Israelite woman until our forefather Jacob had Dinah. Check that out. So, you know, we don't need you to continue on our legacy. All right. There's plenty other women of the heathen, women and, you know, daughters, all right, that we can have to continue on our legacy, to continue on our nation, okay, from Judah on down to the rest of us, man. So, hey, with that, Lord, when this video have been edifying, until next time, I want to say shalom, all right, in the Bible ball.